As we all know, auto accidents can be a real headache, even if you have insurance. But you can avoid some of those troubles ahead of time by getting the right coverage. And here to talk about that is our favorite attorney, Mr. Kevin Cortright. How are you?
Hi, good afternoon.
Welcome. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah. So obviously, everybody should be insured. But there's a lot of things we don't know about insurance and the process of insurance. Tell me, why do we even have insurance policies?
Insurance serves two purposes. One, it protects you. If you run into somebody or have an accident, then it protects you from any legal actions that might come about from that. And it also protects the other party that you might have an accident with, so that if they have damages, they can be taken care of, their medical losses, lost income, issues like that.
I like that answer. It's really more about us.
It is important. People don't see that. They see it more about the person that they might run into, but it really is to protect you from, one, possibly losing your assets, or two, if you've been injured in an accident, making sure you have the resources available to continue with your life. Right.
I like it. Okay. Levels of insurance, is there a minimum level that is required?
Yeah, California requires for liability insurance what's called a 1530 policy. That's $15,000 per person who might get injured,
okay,
or $30,000 per accident.
Okay.
So if you had 3, 4, 5 people injured in an accident, they're going to be splitting the $30,000.
Wow.
Clearly not enough.
Right.
People need to really understand that when they're purchasing their policies, to get a high enough level that might actually cover the damages that occur.
I've never heard these numbers before. So it's 15,300, you said?
15,030. 1530.
Okay. And then what was 30,000?
30,000 is for the total accident. So if they'll pay up to $15,000 per person that's injured, or up to a total of 30,000 per accident.
Okay.
So if you have a multiple car accident, which is very common,
yeah,
they're going to be splitting that minimum policy.
Yeah. I wanted you to reiterate that, and I'm glad you did, because again, I don't think that this sum or figure is something that any of us are familiar with. Extra coverage, is this important, and if so, why?
Yeah, it's very important. It's important to you as an individual, because being in the business, I can guarantee whoever hits you, and if you're ever injured, they're not going to have proper insurance probably. They're not going to have high enough coverage, or if they have coverage at all.
That's reality, right?
Yeah, so then we'll be relying on your coverage. So if you have a high coverage limit, maybe 100,000, 300,000, that protects you for your medical bills, for loss of earnings, and for pain and suffering. It's nothing worse than when I have to tell a client that they've been in an accident and hurt, and the person that hit them doesn't have insurance, and also they don't have proper levels of insurance themselves.
Right.
They get very frustrated, upset.
It's scary.
They don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've got medical bills they're facing, lost income.
I mean, that could break somebody.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's happened before.
Very frequently.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the higher levels really don't cost you that much more.
Okay, that's important.
It's important. It's why you really need to look into your policy and take a look at what coverage you do have.
And with that being said, who should we call? Why should I call rather to see? Tell me on that.
You need to call, if you work with an insurance agent, like a lot of people do, you need to call them and ask what your coverage levels are, how much you can increase them to, and make sure you have uninsured and underinsured.
Uninsured and underinsured.
Very important, because that's what protects you.
Okay.
On there.
Very important.
And if not, if you do it yourself on the internet, get online, look for those coverages, and I'm not an insurance agent, but if you called my office too, I could always point you in the right direction to figure out what you needed to know.
I like it. Very informative. All right. Well, you can visit the law offices of Kevin Cortright at 1111 Talkowitz Canyon Way, number 113 in Palm Springs, or give him a call at 760-325-9800. You can also find him online at www.cortrightlaw.com. Thanks for being here, Kevin.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. And look forward to having you back, too. He's going to be back with some more information for us. And that's going to wrap up our edition of Desert Living. I want to thank all of our guests today, and I cannot wait to see you here on the Monday.